My stepfather called me worthless at graduation, so I played his drunk voicemails at his retirement party. It started with a slurred phone call at 2 a.m., 3 days after I graduated valedictorian from law school. Mom had remarried when I was 12, and Garrett spent the next decade making it clear I'd never measure up to his biological son, Damien, who dropped out of community college twice. "You think you're so smart with your fancy degree?" Garrett's voice crackled through my phone. "But you're still just a burden, always have been. Your real father knew it too, that's why he left." I recorded every call. For 2 years, they came sporadically. Always when he was drunk, always vicious. He'd rant about how I'd stolen attention from Damien, how I'd manipulated my mother, how nobody would ever respect a girl trying to practice law. The worst part? Mom would apologize for him the next day, making excuses about his stress and asking me to be understanding. The breaking point came during Christmas dinner when I was 25. I'd just made partner at my firm, the youngest in the company's history. Instead of congratulations, Garrett stood up during grace and announced that my success was built on sleeping with senior partners. Mom said nothing. Damien laughed. I left without a word and didn't speak to them for 6 months. When Mom called to invite me to Garrett's retirement party, I almost declined. 30 years at the construction company, she said. Big celebration. All his friends would be there, including his boss who'd known him since he started as a laborer. "Please come," she begged. "He's been asking about you." I agreed, but not for the reasons she thought. The party was held at the country club Garrett had always claimed was too expensive for our family, except when entertaining his drinking buddies. 50 guests mingled under string lights while a slideshow played highlights from his career. Everyone kept congratulating him on his successful kids, pointing to Damien who'd finally landed a job driving delivery trucks. During the toast portion, Garrett's boss handed him the microphone. He talked about hard work, dedication, and family values. Then he opened the floor for family to share memories. Damien went first, stumbling through a generic speech about what a great role model his father had been. Mom followed with tears talking about Garrett's devotion to his family. Then all eyes turned to me. "I'd like to share something special," I said, pulling out my phone. "Some private moments that really show who Garrett is." The room fell silent as the first voicemail played through the sound system. "You worthless piece of shit. You think that degree makes you better than us? You're nothing. Nothing but a manipulative little bitch who—" Mom's face went white. Garrett lunged toward me, but his boss stepped between us. The second voicemail was worse. The third detailed exactly what he thought of my career prospects as a woman. By the fourth message, half the room had their phones out, recording. His boss's expression shifted from confusion to disgust. When the final voicemail ended, a particularly cruel rant about how my real father abandoned us because of me, the silence was deafening. "Well," I said, pocketing my phone, "I think that captures the family devotion perfectly." Garrett's boss asked him to leave. 3 coworkers followed him out. The party dissolved within minutes. Mom cornered me in the parking lot, screaming about humiliation and family loyalty. I looked at her calmly. "For 15 years, you chose him over your daughter. Tonight, I chose myself." Damien later texted that Garrett's boss had called an HR meeting to discuss the character concerns raised at the party. Apparently, several employees had come forward with their own stories about Garrett's behavior toward women at work. He lost his pension. I've never regretted playing those voicemails. Some truths are worth the fallout.